You've started many businesses, invested in many businesses, heard a lot of pitches privately and on Shark Tank. So you're the perfect person to ask, what makes a great entrepreneur?
Somebody who's curious. They want to keep on learning because business is ever changing. It's never static. Somebody who's agile because as you learn new things and the environment around you changes, you have to be able to adapt and make the changes. And somebody who can sell because no business has ever survived without sales. And as an entrepreneur who's creating a company, whatever your product or service is, if that's not the most important thing and you're just dying and excited to tell people about it, then you're not going to succeed.
But it's also a skill thing. How do you sell? What do you mean by selling?
Selling is just helping. I've always looked at it about putting myself in the shoes of another person and asking a simple question. Can I help this person? Can my product help them? From the time I was 12 years old, selling garbage bags door to door and just asking a simple question. Do you use garbage bags? Do you need garbage bags? Well, let me save you some time. I'll bring them to your house and drop them off. To, streaming. Why do we need streaming when we have TV and radio? Well, you can't get access to your TV and radio everywhere you go. So we kind of break down geographic and physical barriers and, cost plus drugs. What's the product that we actually sell? We sell trust. In a simplistic approach, we buy drugs and sell drugs, but we add transparency to it. And bringing transparency to an industry is a differentiation, and it helps people.
Trust in an industry that's highly lacking in trust.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's the trick to selling garbage bags? Let's go back there. At 12 years old, is it just your natural charisma? I guess a good question to ask, are you born with it or can you develop it?
Oh, you can definitely develop it. Yeah. Because selling garbage bags door to door was easy, right? Because 12-year-old Mark going, hi, my name is Mark. Do you use garbage bags? You know what the answer is going to be, right? Can I just drop them off for you, once a week whenever you need them? You just call and I'll bring them down? Sure. So that was easy.
But I'm sure you've been rejected.
Oh, yeah, of course. Not everybody says yes.
What was your percentage?
I don't remember, but it's pretty close to 100%.
Oh, okay. Never. So that's why you don't remember.
Yeah, right. Because who's going to say no to a 12-year-old kid who's going to save him time and money? But, typically my career where I've started companies, it's to do something that other people aren't doing, whether it was connecting PCs and to local area networks and at Micro Solutions. And, the salesmanship was walking into a company and just saying, look, talk to me and I can help you improve your productivity and your profitability. Is that important to you? And the answer is obviously always yes. And then the question is, can I do the job and can I do it cost effectively? And so you didn't have to be a born salesperson to be able to ask those questions, but you have to be able to be willing to put in the time to learn that business. And that's the hardest part.
But I'm sure there's a skill thing to it too, in how you solve the puzzle of communicating with a person and convincing them.
Yeah, there's skill from the perspective that I read like a maniac. Then, now, you can give me an example of any type of business, and it'll take me 2 seconds to figure out how they make money and how I can make them more productive. And I think that's probably my biggest skill, being able to just drill down to what the actual need is, if any. And then, from there, being able to say, well, if this is what this company does and this is what their goal is, how can I introduce something new that they haven't seen before? And is that a business that I can create and make money from?
So figure out how this kind of business makes money in the present and then figure out, is there a way to make more money in the future by introducing a totally new kind of thing?
Correct.
And you can just do that with anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you think you're born with that?
No, I worked at it because, going back to what I said earlier about curiosity, you have to be insanely curious because the world is always changing. My dad used to say, we don't live in the world we were born into, which is absolutely true. If you're not a voracious consumer of information, then you're not going to be able to keep up. And no matter what your sales skills or ability are, they're going to be useless.